Yo, what's happening, everybody? So I totally botched 2 filmings today already. Oops. So I bought a universal universal wastegate actuator for the Miata, mainly because we had no idea what the actual spring was inside there. It was showing 16 psi, which is egregious for any poor little 1.6 liter stock running, no MLS head gasket, stock ring gap, stock injectors, stock NA base map tune. Whoa, I mean, it was making good power. You guys saw in the video, I never even really went above, except for when a money shifted, but I never went above 5 grand. And we pulled hard. You know, that poor power stroke, not that he's fast or anything, but it was trying. So an easy recap of what happened here is I cracked open the actuator from this turbo, which was the identical turbo from that one, before I did all the porting and all the crazy crap to it. These turbos were both identically purchased at the same time. They're both max speeding rods turbos. They both are TO4Es with internal wastegates, and it was supposed to be coming with an 8 psi spring. My curiosity, I didn't know whether or not this one, which is the one I purchased from eBay, I got it for 20 bucks, which is pretty cool. And it's good. It's good quality. It actually feels fairly good. The aluminum housing is nice and strong. It's well machined. I'm very pleased with the unit. I did crack it open. There happens to be a spring in there. Now, they didn't tell me what the spring was. I compared it to this one here, and they seem to be the same color, the same structure. In my hand, it feels like the same pressure, but that doesn't mean anything at all. So what I have in here is the same one that this came with. And when you research them online, typically, unless they're taken apart and somebody puts a different spring in there, it still has an 8 psi spring. We're going to find out whether or not that the actuator that was on the Miata was functioning properly. I guess we're just going to have to like crapshoot experiment what's happening here. But now we have an adjustable wastegate actuator. The nice thing as well is for anybody that needs to clock and change where the vacuum port is, these allow you to do that because you can just kind of line up the holes wherever. There's no specific orientation needed for that. Again, the spring, it feels the same. It really does. Otherwise, the internal workings of this are basically identical to the sealed unit here. That's a press fit deal. I took the grinder to it and cracked it open that way. I actually really just don't. I think it's crap. Whoops, sorry. I think it's crap. This one here, you can tell, is just a little bit more care. Fully threaded rod gives us the ability to decide the length of it, whereas this one here had that much. I did cut and taper it a bit so that the actuator arm itself was able to go down a bit further. I did learn that these internal wastegate actuators, they do require preload on the spring in order to keep this held shut. I don't think that would make us create more boost unless for some reason, which you watched me test it with the air compressor, the wastegate actuator seemed to be functioning properly when I was using it with that, with the air hose hooked up to it and blowing. I think I blew about 15 psi into it, and we watched it move. That was the other reason I was wondering about the actual wastegate spring that was in there, is because it took about 15 psi in order to get it to fully actuate. That being said, it may not be 8 psi, which would explain why Leroy Jenkins just popped the way he did. Because a small block Chevy, even without an MLS head gasket back in the day, an old iron block 350, a TBI even, all you had to do was switch the heads and you could still run a regular head gasket, not MLS, and they'll easily take 8 to 10 psi, no problem. That's just like a given. Everybody knows that. So it really kind of made me wonder, and I believe this is in fact, actually, that one is the passenger side turbo. That's the one that popped. So it would explain if that turbo was pushing too much, and it pushed too much to that side. Well, no, because they were feeding together. So my only thought would be something on the exhaust pressure was different on that side. And if it wasn't opening, it would be creating too much exhaust pressure on that one side, which would cause it to back up, which eventually would have made it pop. That makes sense. So maybe it was just that one actuator that was bad. Maybe that actuator had a different spring in it. The plot thickens. We're going to find out whether or not that's the truth. So that's today's video isn't going to be anything too crazy, too long. I gotta make sure I don't sit out here too long because I want to make sure I get better. By the way, thank you all for the well wishes. I'm definitely recovering, as you can hear. I can't talk for too long. This is temporary right now. But I waited, got myself all prepped up, make sure my throat was nice and lubed, so that it didn't dry out and crack and I can hear it starting to go. This stuff here, wait till the end of the video and you will get an explanation of what that's for. For now, I guess I'm just gonna close out this refilming here. This isn't anything too crazy, okay? It's just these little Allen keys right there. They go in and tighten down. This diaphragm is again a very simple, it's a very simple setup. Nothing rocket science oriented. Very easy to change. In fact, I would even... So, no, they're not the same. They're not the same at all. This is taller. Yeah, that's definitely taller. That also doesn't mean that it wouldn't sandwich a bit differently, but I'm gonna go with they're not the same. Let's see what happens when we put this one in here. No, they're not the same at all. So that's a good thing to note too, is that, you know, there does seem to be a depth difference. There was a, I bet you what happened was they smushed it more. Interesting. Huh. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. They do look a little bit different. So yeah, there you go. It's just a comparison and me talking with you about, I did get the adjustable wastegate actuator. Again, if you missed it, it's adjustable because it allows you to change the spring. And that kind of, if you know how turbo stuff works with adjusting boost, is that you can put, you know, like a T in line, or you can put one of those little dials, and that will actually allow you to change the signal. So when you have a lower spring, it's a little bit easier to adjust the boost. Like I might put a 5 PSI spring in there. That way I could drive down the road, I could have the boost turn low, and I could just full throttle, give it the beans, about 5 PSI, all over the place. Be fine. We'd get a nice little bump in power, but nothing ridiculous. I mean, we won't use crap tons of fuel for no reason. And then when some stupid Ford comes up on me, we can turn the boost up. Yeah, boy. Because I'm all about racing them Fords. I don't care what it is. Not a big Ford fan. Around here we call them Ferd, like turd, Ferd, turd. Yeah, there's some cool ones out there. But I'm a big, you know, like Fords, I like 79 and back on the trucks and 71 and back on the cars, you know, and lower, earlier. So, all right, guys. Thanks very much for being here. Again, stay tuned for the rest of the video because I already filmed the part talking about a giveaway, and that's going to involve that there and maybe a few other goodies. Thanks, guys. Oh, hey. If y'all made it to the end here, I want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of something that I've got going on. So in this bag right here is actually going to be the next giveaway I'm doing. And I'm going to add more to it. I was thinking about making it like a New Year's 2020 giveaway. And what's in here is really cool if you ask me. I'm a big fan of Dream Tank soap. And he hooked me up with this here. That wasn't part of it. This was actually part of a giveaway that I had won as well. That was the wide open throttle giveaway. Which, just to show off for a minute, I actually pretty sure, yep, bam, sport my homie's stuff right there. Wide open throttle garage. Right on. See what I'm saying? It's like I actually forgot to present that to you guys. I believe that I won that giveaway. So, in the spirit of which giveaway, I wanted to give back to you guys as well. We did the $20 for Christmas, which, you know, I'm not rich, so I don't have a whole lot to give you guys, but I want to give back to you. And this right here is a bag full of samples. There are, throw that. There are 3 full samples of each kind in here. As you can see, we have all the different kinds. And there's 3 of each. So that's going to be what starts the giveaway. Man, my voice is just like, whoo, going. Why am I saying so much right now? I'm usually really good about not saying that. And so I'm just not thinking clear still. And maybe the sickie got me a little more than I thought. I was thinking about adding some Hot Wheels. Maybe Amazon gift cards, something. I don't know, guys. Throw it down in the comments. Ooh, I know one thing I was thinking about was the little keychains, one with the turbo, one with a blow-off valve, and the other one was a turbo, a blow-off valve. Maybe it was a wastegate, like an external wastegate. I don't know. They were pretty neat though. I was thinking about adding those, and individually, you wouldn't get all three with each one. It was just one per deal, something like that. I'm not quite sure. Maybe give me some suggestions. I don't have any stickers yet or anything like that, so I can't really offer you guys any personal merch yet. My little brother is definitely working on some cool art, and we're trying to get nailed down kind of like a new logo. I don't really want to call it a rebranding because I guess that's kind of what it is, but not really. We're not rebranding anything. We're sticking with monkey wrenching. That's what we're going to be forever. And we have this neat idea. It's basically kind of like a Rat Fink monster type theme, but it's going to be with a monkey in the Miata with a big turbo hanging out the front. And mainly because it's convertible, so it makes sense that, the monkey could just be, like a giant monkey sitting in like a little Miata clown car, like with a giant turbo sticking out. Sounds cool to me, guys. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. This is today's video. Appreciate y'all. Peace.